Baik, sekali lagi kami informasikan kepada Bapak Ibu hadirin, kami mohon berkenan untuk bergeser ke depan karena tempat duduk yang masih di barisan paling depan terlihat masih kosong. Acara pembukaan akan segera dimulai, kami mohon kerjasama Bapak Ibu sekalian untuk menempati tempat yang masih kosong yang berada di depan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wa bihi nasta'in ala umurid dunya waddin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. His Excellency Director of Universitas Islam Malang, Profesor Dr. Haji Mashkuri MSI, and all the Vice Rectors. Respectable all the plenary speakers for this conference. Dr. Honoris Causa Aslam Khan from American Education Group Malaysia, Professor Dr. Abdurrahman Masud from Wali Songo State Islamic University, Semarang, Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Haji Mashkuri MSc from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Ur Wolfgang Mazal from University of Vienna, Austria, the Associate Professor Farha Abasi MD from Michigan State University, USA, Profesor Muhammad Masud Said PhD from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia, Professor Dr. Feng Rongcheng from Kaohsiung Medical University, Taiwan, Dr. Nidal A.M. Jabari from Technical University, Palestine, Professor Dr. Anda Sutiman Bambang Sumitro, SUDST from Brawijaya University, Indonesia, Dr. Hambali Jaili from University Islam Sultan Syarif Ali, Brunei Darussalam, Merits M. Buat PhD from University of Philippines, Los Banos, Philippines, Profesor Dr. Andes Haji Junaidi Mistar, MPD PhD from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia. The Associate Professor Kara McDonald, PhD from the Defense Language Institute, Foreign Language Center, California, USA. The Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hafizah Mohammed Harid from University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Dr. Suratman SH M. Hum from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia. Profesor Nocencio Ebwo GR PhD from University of Philippines, Los Banos, Philippines. Mulyoto Pangestu PhD from Monash University, Australia. And Novi Arfarita SPMP MSc PhD from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia. Respectable all the deans and also all the faculty members in Universitas Islam Malang, our co-host partners, Universitas 17 Agustus Surabaya, Universitas Agama Islam Darussalam Blok Agung, Universitas Yasri, Institut Agama Islam Syarifuddin Lumajang, Universitas Negeri Padang, and we have Ibu Sahrunisa MPD. She is here with us as the representative, and also Universitas Jambi. Respectable all the presenters, participants, and all the distinguished guests who are attending the conference offline and also online. First of all, let's thanks to our God, Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us His blessings so that today we can gather here in a good condition. May salawat continue to be delivered to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, peace be upon him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gathering here with us. And please welcome to the grand opening of the Second International Conference on Multidisciplinary Sciences for Humanity in the Era of Society 5.0 2022. My name is Fepti Ismiatun. It is a really great honor for me to be here as your Master of Ceremony for this highly prominent conference representing Universitas Islam Malang as the host for this year's meeting. We know that there are more than 300 presenters and also participants and are joining here with us. And of course, they are ready to share with us their knowledge and also their best practices in dealing with these conference themes. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished guests, let's start this opening ceremony with a prayer. Ala hadiniyah wa ala kulli niyatin sholihah. Al-Fatihah. Singing the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia and continued by Marashubanul Waton. For the offline audience, please kindly be standing.
Bangkitlah hai bangsaku, Indonesia. siapa datang mengancammu, kasih binasa di bawah tulimu.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished guests, we are continuing to the next agenda, which is reciting Sholawat Nuril Anwar, led by Ms. Bahul Munir. The time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala nuril anwar wasirril asrari wa tiryaqil aghyar wa miftahi babil yasari sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadinil Mukhtar wa alihil athhari wa ashabihil akhyar adada ni'amillahi wa ifdali adada ni'amillahi wa ifdali. Allahumma salli ala nuril anwar wasirril asrari wa tiryaqil aghyar wa miftahi babil yasari sayyidina wa maulana Muhammadinil Mukhtar wa alihil athhari wa ashabihil akhyar adada ni'amillahi wa ifdali adada ni'amillahi wa ifdali. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, for the deans in Universitas Islam Malang who are attending here with us, please kindly move forward. Bapak Ibu, silakan untuk dari unsur yayasan dan juga dekan kami mohon berkenan untuk bergeser di tempat yang masih kosong di depan. Terima kasih. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished guests, now we are continuing to the first speech by the Vice Rector of Academic and Cooperations Affairs. Please welcome Professor Dr. Andes Haji Junaidi, Mr. MPD PhD. The time is yours.
Honorable officials of the Unisma Foundation, coming with us now on the stage, Bapak Dr. Andes Kiai Haji Ali Ashari MPD, and we still have also some other members of the Unisma Foundation. The Honorable Rector of the University of Islam Malang, Unisma, Bapak Profesor Dr. Haji Mashkuri MSI, dearest Vice Rectors, Deans, and Director of Postgraduate Studies, respectable invited plenary speakers, distinguished presenters and participants, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad amma ba'd. First of all, let's bow our head to praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for His blessings and mercy so that we can get together in our special event, the second International Conference on Multidisciplinary Sciences for Humanity in the Era of Society 5.0. The conference is hosted by University of Islam Malang, or Unisma, in collaboration with some co-hosts. Here we have 6 higher education institutions who are co-hosting this international conference. They are Yarsi University Jakarta, Sharifuddin Institute of Islamic Studies Lumajang, Darussalam Islamic Institute Blok Agung Banyuwangi, University of 17 Agustus 45 Surabaya, Padang State University, and Jambi University. And now for the co-host higher education institutions, coming with us is the representative from the Padang State University. Our very broad theme of the conference is now broken down into 3 more specific sub-themes, including religious and educational sciences for sustainable development of humanity in Society 5.0 era, strengthening humanity values through economic, social, and legal development in Society 5.0 era, and integrations of multidisciplines of engineering, medical, and natural sciences for humanity and sustainable development in Society 5.0 era. The conference is to be carried out in 2 days, the 16th and the 17th of December 2022. The first day sessions is for the opening ceremony and keynote sessions, and in this case, we have a number of speakers too. We will also have plenary speakers and parallel sessions on the first day. We have 9 plenary speakers who will share their ideas and expertise related to the 3 sub-themes, and 5 of them are overseas speakers, including Dr. Aslam Khan from American Education Group, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Wolfgang Mazal from University of Vienna, Austria, Assistant Professor Farha Abbasi, MD from Michigan State University, USA, Professor Dr. Fang Rong Cheng from Kaohsiung Medical University, Taiwan, Dr. Nidal A.M. Jabari from Palestine Technical University, Palestine. Meanwhile, the Indonesian plenary speakers of the first day are Professor Dr. Abdurrahman Masud, PhD from Wali Songo State University, Semarang, Indonesia, and Professor Dr. Haji Maskuri, MSc, and Dr. Dian Hakim. And also we have Professor Dr. M. Masud Said, PhD from University of Islam Malang. We also have Professor Dr. Sutiman Bambang Sumitro, SUDSC from Brawijaya University, Indonesia. Moreover, there are 79 papers to be presented in the parallel sessions of the first day of the conference. On the second day, it's going to be tomorrow, again, there are 9 plenary speakers to present their papers. 6 of them are from overseas, including Dr. Hambali Jaili from University Islam Sultan Sharif Ali, Brunei Darussalam, Merits Baut, PhD from University of the Philippines, Los Banos, Philippines, Associate Professor Cara McDonald, PhD from Defense Language Institute, Foreign Language Center, California, USA, Associate Professor Dr. Nur Hafizah Muhammad Harith from University Technology Mara, Malaysia, Professor Inocencio Baut, PhD from University of the Philippines, Los Banos, Philippines, and Mulyoto Pangestu, PhD from Monash University, Australia. Meanwhile, the Indonesian speakers of Day 2 plenary sessions are Professor Dr. Andes Junaidi Mistar, MPD, PhD, Dr. Suratman SH, MHUM, and Novi Arfarita, SP, MSc, PhD from University of Islam Malang. Furthermore, there are also 78 papers to be presented in the parallel sessions of the second day. So altogether, there are 157 papers to be presented and discussed in the parallel sessions of this conference. I'm pretty sure that these papers will enhance our understanding of the state of the art of our fields of study and of how our fields of study are significant for humanity development in the era of Society 5.0. Therefore, in these special occasions, I would like to thank the keynote speakers, invited plenary speakers, and all parallel presenters for the fruitful contributions and share of the excellent ideas and expertise. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to the rectors of the co-host universities for their support for the success of this conference. My special thanks should also go to the reviewers who have done their job very well in reviewing and selecting the submitted abstracts, and all the participants who have attended the conference. My sincere thanks are also for all members of the organizing committees for having worked very hard in preparing and carrying out this conference. Finally, I have to thank Professor Dr. Haji Maskuri, MSc, the rector of the University of Islam Malang, who is also the chairman of the Forum of Nahdlatul Ulama Higher Education Institution Rectors, for the guidance and advice so that this conference can be held successfully. Once again, thank you very much, everyone. Have a good day and enjoy the conference. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Well, thank you very much for the excellent speech by the Vice Rector 1, Professor Dr. Andes Haji Junaidi Mistar, MPD, PhD. Thank you very much once again. Ladies and gentlemen, continuing to the opening remarks and also officially open the conference by the Rector of Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia, the Excellency Professor Dr. Haji Maskuri, MSc, you are respectfully welcome.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa syukrulillah, ala nikmatillah, wa la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Amma ba'du. Respectable Unisma Foundation Kiai Ali Azhari, Pak Hanif, Pak Yai Solihin, respectable our keynote speaker from Indonesia, Malaysia, Australia, United States of America, Taiwan, Palestine, Brunei Darussalam, Philippines, and Australia, respectable rectors of our co-host partners from Universitas 17 Agustus Surabaya, Institut Agama Islam Darussalam Blok Agung, Universitas Yarsi, Institut Agama Islam Syarifuddin Lumajang, Universitas Negeri Padang, and Universitas Jambi. Respectable Vice Rectors, Deans, the Conference Committee, Administrators, faculty members, presenters, participants, and the distinguished guests who are attending this conference online and offline. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Universitas Islam Malang, I am pleased to welcome our keynote speakers, presenters, and participants of this international conference on multidisciplinary sciences for humanity in the era of Society 5.0 2022. Welcome to the University of Islam Malang, Indonesia. Please, thank you for coming to Unisma, Bapak Hambali Jaili from University of Islam Sultan Syarif Ali Brunei Darussalam. Unisma Malang is now in the milestone of entrepreneurial university and moving forward toward class university milestone. Our motto is from Nahdlatul Ulama for Indonesia and world civilization. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now entering the era of super smart society, Society 5.0. The Society 5.0 is a concept of a human-centered and technology-based society. It is expected to minimize the negative impact of robotic and artificial intelligence. It is as a response to the Industrial Revolution 4.0 to balance life between technology and more human quality of human life. Ladies and gentlemen, Unisma Malang has strengthened and developed its national and international collaboration and reputation through excellent services, achievement, and joint global program in this freedom of learning era. Therefore, this international conference is significant for us to share state of the art in religious and educational sciences, engineering, medical, natural science, and economic, social, and legal studies for humanity and sustainable development in Society 5.0 era. It is also a perfect moment for us to develop our networking and collaboration with scholars across the nation and globe. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Unisma Malang, we would like to thank the keynote speaker, presenters, and participants for joining this international conference, especially those coming virtually from overseas. Malaysia, Brunei Darussalam, Australia, Austria, United States of America, Philippines, Taiwan, Palestine, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, Russia, South Korea, Yemen, Thailand, Timor-Leste, and Uzbekistan. We also deliver our appreciation to anyone that I cannot mention one by one who has supported this event, especially the organizing committee from Unisma Malang as the host who have prepared, organized, and conducted this international conference. Our appreciation also goes to the co-host partner from Universitas 17 Agustus Surabaya, Institut Agama Islam Darussalam Blok Agung, Universitas Yarsi, Institut Agama Islam Sarifuddin Lumajang, Universitas Negeri Padang, and Universitas Jambi. Ladies and gentlemen, we strongly hope that our conference can develop our innovation and creativity from advancing social science and technology for a better and more harmonious life for all human beings. And we hope you can participate in all the conference program and benefit from them for personal and professional development purposes. By saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially open this international conference on multidisciplinary sciences for humanity in the era of Society 5.0 2022. Wallahul muwaffiq ila thoriq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly give the round of applause for the outstanding speech delivered by Rector of Universitas Islam Malang. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the next agenda, which is giving the souvenirs and also token of appreciations for the plenary speakers who are attending here with us in Universitas Islam Malang. First, we would like to invite Dr. Hambali Jaili from University Islam Sultan Syarif Ali Brunei Darussalam. Please take a positions in front to receive the souvenirs and also the certificate. We also would like to invite the Rector of Unisma Malang, Bapak Profesor Mashkuri, to give the certificate and also the souvenirs accompanied by the all members of Unisma Foundations and also all the vice rectors. Ibu. Okay, so Dr. Hambali Jaili from University Islam Sultan Syarif Ali Brunei Darussalam is the plenary speakers who is standing here with us. And after this, he will deliver his presentation in the plenary session. Okay, once again, camera ready, 1, 2, 3. Okay, the next is giving the certificates as a plenary speakers in our second international conference on multidisciplinary sciences for humanity in the era of Society 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, please kindly give a very big applause for Dr. Hambali Jaili and all the leaders of Unisma. Okay. All right, thank you very much. Okay, the next agenda is giving the certificates for the plenary speakers from Unisma Malang. And here we have Professor Dr. Haji Mashkuri MSI, Professor Dr. Andes Haji Junaidi Mistar MPD PhD, Professor Masud Said PhD, and then Dr. Suratman SHM Hum, and Novi Arfarita SPM PMSc PhD. We invite you please to come forward to receive the certificates of plenary speakers. Ibu Novi, Pak Suratman, of course, maybe Pak Ali, please kindly give the certificate. All right, after Pak Rektor, yes. Okay, so the certificates of plenary speakers is given to Dr. Suratman M. Hum. Okay, thank you very much. And then the second certificate for plenary speaker is given to Ibu Novi Arfarita, MSc PhD. The certificate is given by the Vice Rector 4, Ibu Dr. Istiroha Pujiwati MP. The next certificate for plenary speaker is given to Professor Dr. Andes Haji Junaidi Mistar MPD PhD from Director. And then the last certificate is given to Professor Dr. Maskuri. Okay, so the certificate is given by Bapak K. Haji Dr. Andes K. Haji Ali Ashari as the Coordinator of Human Resources and Religious Unisma Foundation. Okay, the next agenda is photo session. Yeah, the next agenda is photo session before coming to prayer. Okay. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and all the distinguished guests, the next agenda is reading prayer by the Coordinator of Human Resources and Religious Unisma Foundation. And please welcome Dr. Andes K. Haji Ali Ashari. The floor is yours.
على هذه النية وعلى كل نية صالحة. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. صراط المستقيم صراط الذين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد والحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله وصحبه حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. اللهم أكرمنا منك بنور الفهم وأخرجنا من ظلمات الوهم وارزقنا فهم النبيين وحفظ المرسلين وإلهام الملائكة المقربين. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار والحمد لله رب العالمين. الفاتحة.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. The opening ceremony of this conference has run very smoothly and also successfully. Now we are moving to the next agenda, which is a plenary session. We would like to say thank you very much for Pak Ali, Pak Rector, and also Ibu Nisa, who has come here to support our opening ceremony for this conference. Thank you very much. Okay, please kindly once again give very big applause for the success of our opening ceremony held by Universitas Islam Malang. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the next session, which is plenary session 1. In this first plenary session, we will have 3 themes in which each theme will be presented by 3 plenary speakers. And in this session, we will open 3 breakout rooms based on the theme. The first theme is in the breakout room 1. The second theme is in the breakout room 2, and so on and so forth. And participant, of course, will join based on the chosen theme. And I will inform you once again as the attached schedule that you have received by the committee that today we will have 3 themes or 3 breakout rooms for our plenary session. Let me read for you once again. For plenary session 1 today is in the breakout room A. The theme will be about religious and educational sciences for sustainable development of humanity in Society 5.0 era. And then the plenary speakers, the first is Dr. Honoris Causa Aslamhan from American Education Group Malaysia. And then for the speakers 2 in the breakout room A is Professor Dr. Abdurrahman Masud from Wali Songo State Islamic University. And then the third one is Professor Dr. Haji Mashkuri MSE in collaboration with Dr. Muhammad Hakim MPD. And then in the breakout room B, it is theme 2 or theme B about strengthening humanity values through economic, social, and legal development in Society 5.0 era. And the speakers, the first is Professor Dr. Ir Wolfgang Mazal from University of Vienna, Austria. And then the Associate Professor Farha Abasi MD from Michigan State University, USA. And then the third one is Professor Masud Said, PhD from Universitas Islam Malang, Indonesia. And then the last theme in this first plenary session, which is in the breakout room C. The theme is about integration of multi-disciplines of engineering, medical, and natural sciences for humanity and sustainable development in Society 5.0 era. The speakers is the Professor Fang Rongchang from Kaohsiung Medical University, Taiwan, and then Dr. Nidal A.M. Palestine, and then Professor Dr. Andes Sutiman Bambang Sumitro from Brawijaya University, Indonesia. We also would like to inform you the moderator for breakout room A is Bapak, the Associate Professor Muhammad Yunus, MPD, and then breakout room B is Rahmawati SMM MBA, and also the breakout room C, the moderator will be Dr. Hajah Erna Suliasewati, MKes, PhD. Ladies and gentlemen, we also inform you that after the plenary session, we are going to have the next agenda, which is parallel session. Therefore, the presenters and also all participants are requested not to leave the Zoom meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the plenary session.
Room 1. Saya sudah masuk di room 1. Pakai ini ya ngomongnya. loading. Butuh waktu ternyata. Cek. Welcome all the participants to breakout room A under the themes Religious and Educational Sciences for Sustainable Development of Humanity in Society 5.0 era. While waiting for other participants coming to these breakout rooms, we are about to start our first plenary sessions that we're going to have Dr. Honoris Causa Aslam Khan, and then Professor Dr. Abdurrahman Masud MA, and Professor Dr. Haji Maskuri MSI, and Dr. Dian Hakim MPTI. Enjoy the time, all participants, while waiting for other participants coming to these breakout rooms. We're going to start after this. For the committee, would you like to help Mr. Aslam Khan, please, to be assigned in this breakout room A? Aslam belum masuk. Pak Yoyo ini turun. It's still 34 participants in breakout room A. Sudah di breakout room A. Loh. Masud. Pak Masud. Loh, Abdurrahman Masud. Good afternoon, Mr. Dr. Aslam Khan. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay, can we start for the first plenary sessions?
Yes, yes.
Yes, because you are the first speaker.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the plenary sessions, breakout room A of the second hybrid International Conference of Multidisciplinary Sciences for Humanity in the era of Society 5.0. First, let me introduce my name is Muhammad Yunus. I am responsible for being the moderator in these sessions. Before we start the plenary sessions, I would like to read the rules that all participants have to follow. The first, it is recommended to use a laptop or PC for better Zoom features, optimization, and easier control. 2, please rename using the format shown in the chat box. Room, number, and the name of presenter and the university. The session is presented both online and on-site. We would appreciate no noise distractions. While listening to presentations, please turn off your microphones. You may turn it back on during the question and answer sessions as notified by the moderator. If you have questions, the presentation ends, please write the questions in the chat box. During Q&A sessions, you may use the raise hand feature. There will be 3 presentations in these sessions. Online presenters will have 30 minutes, 20 minutes to present the material, and 10 minutes for question and answer sessions. The first presenter of these plenary sessions will be presented by Dr. Honoris Causa Aslam Khan bin Samas Khan. He's from Malaysia. Allow me to read his curriculum vitae to make us know each other. Dr. Honoris Causa Aslam Khan bin Samas Khan obtained his academic and professional qualification in Malaysia and the United Kingdom. He has also been awarded the Doctor of Excellence, Dr. Honoris Causa in English Language Education and 21st Century Education. He started his professional career as an English language teacher in a secondary school in Kuala Lumpur. In 1992, he received the National Excellent Teacher Award on Teachers' Day. Since 1994, he had been a senior lecturer, master trainer, and consultant in the English Studies departments at the Institute of Teacher Education Specialist Campus and Institute of Teacher Education International Language Campus, Kuala Lumpur, both under the purview of the Institute of Teacher Education Malaysia, Minister of Education Malaysia. He was also the head of international and corporate departments at the Institute of Teacher Education International Language Campus, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia for 10 years. In 2008, he was awarded the title Excellent Senior Lecturer. He has received 4 National Excellent Service Award and 1 International Excellent Service Award from Ministry of Education Malaysia. He has vast experience in planning, implementing, coordinating, and managing national and international teacher educations and professional training programs. He was a member of the National Steering Committee for Teacher Training Twinning Programs, between Malaysia and the UK, Australia and New Zealand. He also conducts consultations and advisory work for governmental and corporate organizations and academic institutions, both at national and international level. He was the vice chair and coordinator of the Malaysia Technical Cooperation Programs for 15 years, government-to-government program for the training of teachers, lecturers, and educators for more than 90 countries. Who was the project manager of the Malaysia-Australia Education Project for Afghanistan, a project to train master trainers in teacher education from Afghanistan under the Malaysian government in collaboration with Australia and Afghanistan. He is frequently invited as a featured speaker at various national and international language and education conferences, and also as a reviewer for journal articles. For your information, Dr. Aslam Khan is also multilingual educationist. He's well known for his inspirational tagline, "Let's change lives and make a difference through educations." Without further ado, let us begin the presentations. We would like to welcome the first presenter, Mr. Dr. Aslam Khan bin Samaskan from Malaysia. He's going to present his paper under the title, Embracing the Landscape Shift in Education, Contextualizing and Realizing Concepts, Theories, and Pedagogical Approaches. For Mr. Aslam Khan, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Well, I think you can see my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. Yeah, you can see my screen, yeah? Okay. So what I'm going to share today is basically on how you know, we can align the education landscape shift with Society 5.0, and we are looking at the contextualization, realizing the concept theories and pedagogical approaches. Now, yes, as far as I want to share, I've been to Unisma before. So Unisma is not alien to me, and I've been traveling in Indonesia for 13 years, all over Indonesia for conferences. Okay, I have 30 minutes, so let me move quickly. And I'm going to share with you the slides, and some of these slides are self-explanatory, so I don't need to read them, and you look at it and then make certain points, and then we have a good question and answer session. Will that be okay?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Yes, of course. Very good. Now, this is what I'm going to have in store with all of you, yeah? So this is what in store that I have, yeah? So these are the 5 aspects you can see on the screen, yeah? Theories, concept, the understanding the shift in the education landscape, aligning with 5.0, Society 5.0, challenges, implication, and some thoughts and ideas. All right, let's look at what is Society 5.0. So this is basically, we are looking at very human-centered society, and it's a balance, okay? It is a balance, and then apart from the balance, there is integration of cyberspace and physical space. Now, this is basically the gist of education, Society 5.0. Now, look at this. Can you see this? We revisit the concepts, theories, and ideas. You can see clearly?
Yes. Yes,
yes?
It's very clear.
Mr. Moderator, you're going to answer me because I'm just worried that it may not appear on the screen. Just say yes.
Yes.
Now you can see this? Yes?
Yes. Yes,
You're
yes.
muted, Mr. Moderator.
Hello?
I can see it.
You can see, yeah? Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes.
Okay, now you see the concepts about Society 5.0, yeah? These are some of the aspects that we can see, Society 5.0, all right? Now, look at some of the keywords here, digital transformation, and then look at how human beings are looking at how the developed from the economic perspective, okay, the entrepreneurship perspective, the digital, and then how we are looking at education is playing a very important role, yeah? Now look at this. We thought about Society 4.0 was like that, and now we are looking at Society 5.0. All right, so Society 5.0 is focused on these 5 elements. Okay, these 5 elements. Now, this is from the World Economic Forum 2019. Can you see the 5 elements here? And the last part here that you see is that sustainability and environmental harmony. A society where humankind lives in harmony with nature. Now, you see, these are the 5 elements, all right, in Society 5.0. Okay. And then after that, then once we understand that, but we need to recall, okay, and revisit. What about Industrial Revolution? Does the industrial revolutions that we are now in 5.0, I mean, coming to the future, yeah? Today we are in 4.0. We are moving very fast, yeah, into 5.0. Now, all these 5 industrial revolutions, the 5.0, which is already the future, which is in the pipeline, now they're all related to what? They're all related to how we need to move on. But we need to understand, we are moving on in a society, yeah, in a society where we are looking at mankind and humankind. So remember these keywords, yeah, mankind and humankind. And then you can see what is the Industrial Revolution 1.0 to 5.0, the progression, all right? Now, then we look at the education aspect. Education 4.0, and then we talk about 21st century education. And then what is 21st century education? They always say that there are 6 C's, but however, mine I already included 1 C there. What's the C there? Plus, yeah, it is contextualization. Can you see the word contextualization? Yes, so that is mine. So 6 C's plus 1. Look at education from this aspect. Now I really prescribe, okay, contextualization, because education is not, I'm repeating, one head fits all. We can do same thing on a theme, but every institution, every region, every classroom, every student, they are different. So there is no one head fits all in education. Remember that. That's why contextualization is so crucial. That's why I put that 6 C's plus 1. And then we talk about the 9 trends of education 4.0, because we are moving into 5.0. All right, we are moving into 5.0, but currently we are all practitioners of education 4.0 with the 9 trends. Now, next, you look at Society 5.0 and higher education. Okay, you can see lecturers, students, technology, and then education. And then you can see education has moved, teaching, research, community service, innovation to industrialization. Now, these are aspects of progression in education. And we as practitioners in education needs to understand that we have to keep abreast and move with the change. Are we okay? Yeah, okay, yeah? Okay. Then we are looking at Education 5.0. Look at the Education 5.0. Now, how do you relate this to Society 5.0? Now, these 5 elements here are all related to Society 5.0, whether it's directly or indirectly. Yeah, it is. But to talk about the details, maybe another conference, we talk about the details. Yeah, the very details. But they are all related. So we must remember that. And then look at this. Can you see that community outreach? Can you see that? We can talk about innovation, industrialization, but remember community outreach. We are talking about humanity. We are talking about mankind. Okay? So remember that. You see the link between digitalization and technology to human, social, and emotional skills to promote well-being. See, the point is always well-being. Well-being is humanity. All right? So what's the difference between 4.0 and 5.0? So there is a difference. You can see this. Okay? You can see that in Education 5.0, which is already in a pipeline, we are really looking at environmental impact, health, safety. You see that the EQ part, all right, the EQ part needs to be addressed. Emotional quotient, yeah? All right? Now, we talk about, education from 20th century to 21st century. Now, you can see that in the 21st century, as we move, we are already looking at society. We are looking at students as part of society. Apart from the cognitive aspect, we are also looking from the emotional quotient aspect, because students are not mere robots taking orders from the teachers or academics. You must allow them to be human beings, and you must allow them to be able to engage according to their abilities. Because remember, my key word is one hat does not fit all. Okay? So remember that. Okay, next. We align education with Society 5.0. We have to align. Today, all of you are teachers, academics, professor, or wherever you are looking at society. Whatever we do with education, it has impact on society. That's why we cannot split Society 5.0 with education. So we need to align. All right? Now, we all know that education is about what? Not teaching us facts. Education is about teaching us how to live extraordinary lives. So remember that, extraordinary lives. We are not just looking at facts and information. All right? Now, do we teach or do we educate? So this is another aspect that we need to reflect. Are we mere teaching or are we educating? You see? Can you see? When you educate, it's slightly different. All right? Now, conventions, everybody know. I'm going to go very far. This is the convention, or this was a convention, or the convention. Yeah? Last time we have that. But, all these things, before the pandemic, before the pandemic, everything was still the same. However, when we got into the pandemic, sorry, Mr. Moderator, you can see, right? Yes, the shift happened. And now this is the norm. It's no more a new norm. There's no more a new norm. The new norm is a norm now. We don't talk about new normal already. This is the norm, okay? And then you can see all these are norms. But when you get into this, society has an issue. We have challenges, because we didn't have much time for transition. It just happened. All right, it just happened, pandemic, and then we start thinking, and the challenges were there, right? We talk about online education. There are challenges. These are the key challenges in online education. So you see, the impact is on education. The impact will be on the students, right? And then the students are going to become the next generation. So how do we address this? So that Society 5.0, the objectives, the aims, the outcomes could be achieved. Solutions. So don't to worry. We are all academics. We have two hands. I always believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us two hands. You have problems in your right hand. Allah said, look in your left hand, there will be solution. Inshallah. All right. So the shift in the education landscape. Look at this. So we need to find a good solution. Okay. So these are the aspects. Yeah. These are the aspects that we can look at when we are talking about the shift in the education landscape. Look at that from curriculum until professional development, community, governance, everything. Now, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. The whole society is involved in education to ensure that education and the society is not two, and they are not two entities. They are together. All right, together. All right, so complement each other. Okay, and then there must be a idea shift. When you're talking about education, the shift in the landscape, we are talking about idea shift. So these are the 7 that you can have an understanding. Okay, shift in education, the shift in learning, the 7 most powerful idea shifts in learning today. So look at this, the 7. All right. Now, of course, in this shift, we always say technology. Now, we never thought that we could be like this, right? We always say the conferences is always on-site, physical. I went to Unisma in 2019 to do a presentation. It's face-to-face. The same hall that you all are in, I was there before, all right? But now technology has given us a new dimension that I don't have to be physically in Unisma, but I'm still there with you all. It's technology. But however, remember, technology must never be the master. You are the master. Technology is the tool, is the means to an end. All right? So don't say without technology, we can't be an successful academic, and education cannot be effective. So remember that. Yes, we know that technology can't replace teachers, but teachers who use technology will replace those who don't. So remember this. These are keywords, yeah? I think most of you will agree. Okay, then you see, whatever we do, we need to have transition. We cannot change. Even Kubler-Ross, the psychologist, very well-known psychologist, said, if you want to change, there's no sudden change. There is a process. All right? So you see, there is a transition. There must be transition. Inshallah, step by step, we adhere to all the procedures, change will happen. Okay? And looking at pedagogical models and conceptual frameworks. So we need to understand that if we want to make a change, and the change in the education landscape, then models, conceptual frameworks of pedagogy are also changing. All right? It's no more like last time. Okay, open your book. Today I'm going to teach you this. and you listen, do in your book, and go back, and then sit for exam, you pass, you get A, very good. Times have changed. Okay, so we talk about models of education. All right, what kind of models of education, all right, that can enhance education, and then it can be aligned to Society 5.0. All right, digital learning, these are models in education. All right, models. And then 21st century pedagogy. Okay, these are all important for us to understand. We subscribe because we are moving towards the shift that has occurred. Okay? Technical pedagogy. You see, all these are pedagogy. The models of instruction. Okay? And then this is mine. I created my own model in teaching and learning. And my name is Aslam. I use my name Aslam as the acronym. A for activate, share, learn, apply, move. If you want to subscribe, please do it. Just quote me. All right? So this is my model. See, this is what we are talking about. The shift in education landscape. You see, empowerment to you, because you all are academics. You have the ability. So don't be embarrassed to share, to create, and come up with new models. Okay? What about instructional materials and resources? The perceptions, the reality have all changed. All right? Now you see, we are using infographics, you know, you see all these social media. All right? That's where education is all about. Okay? So you can see that all these are happening. Why is it happening? Because there's a shift in the landscape, and we have to progress according to time, and we have to keep abreast with the development. All right? Okay, so the conclusion, all right? The conclusion, the take-home points that I want to stress upon. When we align education with Society 5.0, our thoughts and ideas that we need to reflect upon, and then we need to digest it, dissect it, digest it, okay, review it, and then you put into practice. And then you evaluate it and make changes, because nothing is written in stone. Remember, in education, nothing is written in stone. It's all written in sand. Therefore, you can, you know, wipe it, rub it, and rewrite again. Now, you need to understand, okay, holistic understanding of education as we align with Society 5.0. Now, look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Okay, let me finish another 3 minutes, yeah? Okay, a quick one. Now, remember, it's not just about teaching and learning, a reflection on education. Remember this. Go and look at this. Yeah, Francis Jim Toscano. You will understand that teaching and learning, yeah, it is not just about teaching and learning when you're talking about education. All right? And then you need to understand between cognitive and affective domain. All right? And then we need to understand the elements of the new holistic approach in education so that we are in line with Society 5.0. And then we reimagine education in ensuring continuity in learning and teaching. This is my model. All right? So the mindset shift must be there. All right? The mindset shift must be there. And look at the last one. There's never a one-head-fits-all in education. Contextualization in teaching and learning would be the solution in facing challenges. All right? So this is my advice. Constructive mindset. New kinds of issues require new approaches in seeking solutions. which require new ways of thinking for quality education. So this is my last motivational quote. As an educationist, if you have a strong purpose in life, you don't have to be pushed. Your passion will drive you there. All right. So thank you very much. That was a quick one. That was a quick one because I thought it's 45 minutes. I was told it's 45 minutes, but never mind. It's okay. I think I managed to share with you the gist of what education is all about when we align with Society 5.0. You can get my email and you can WhatsApp me if you have any questions or whatever that you want to ask me. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, is there any question, anything that you want to clarify with? I mean, inshallah, next year I will go to Unisma.
Okay, so one participant raised hand. Please, Meritus Bud, can you directly ask the questions, please?
Good afternoon, Dr. Khan.
Good afternoon.
Well, I'm impressed, and
Your name,
I'm
please?
also I'm Merites Buot from the Philippines.
Okay.
Yes. I am so intrigued with your new concepts and the model that you made. Thank you so much for that. Well, how do you look at the sharing policy as a teacher? If you have materials, do you share it publicly, or what's your point?
I've been in teacher education for close to 40 years. And I always tell teachers, academics, no man is an island, number one. Number two, you'll never walk alone. That's Liverpool tagline. You'll never walk alone. Because as academics, we must remember the journey is not a lonely journey, not your own lonely journey. It is society's journey. So whatever materials you have, there must be a material bank, where you deposit it there. And then anyone can have access to the materials so that you can take it and then you can adapt it and then you can adopt it according to the needs of your learners. Now remember, I told you, one hat doesn't fit all. Some of the materials for example, in Indonesia, in Malang, cannot be used in Surabaya or cannot be used in Bali, cannot be used in Palembang. So the materials must be already there in the material bank. And please share. And if it is an original material, if somebody is using it, just quote the person. Oh, Maritis Bang, she shared with me, I'm going to use this, but I make a little adaptation. It's okay. But always share. You must never walk a lonely journey, because education is never, ever a lonely journey.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khan.
My
so
pleasure.
you believe that having your university's bank of all the materials, it should be shared freely to other universities, right?
Yes, freely.
True.
Because that is what research is all about. I do a lot of researches, and then I get new ideas, and then I share with people. Because, I mean, in education, knowledge is to be shared. That is even in my religion. Okay? In religion, all religions, whether you are Muslim or Christian or Hindu or Taoist or Buddhist, they always say that sharing is one of the most beautiful things in the world, especially in education. Because you know it's multi-level. You change lives and make a difference, you know. So share. Please share.
I agree. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Right, thank you so much. As we are running out of time, I think this is the end of the first presentation. We would like to thank Mr. Dr. Aslam Khan for his informative and interesting talk. Before we end for the first presenter, the committee would like to give token of appreciations.
Yeah, sure.
For the token, please.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. And please, you got my email address there.
Right.
You can email me anytime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Once again, thank you very much, Mr.
pleasure.
Dr. Aslam Khan. Please,
My pleasure.
Let's give a big round of applause. Right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now we welcome to the second presenter of this session. He will deliver the presentation under the title Religious Humanism for Sustainable Development in Society 5.0 Era. These presentations will be presented by Professor Haji Abdurrahman Masud, MA, PhD. Professor Abdurrahman Masud is a professor of UIN Wali Songo, Semarang, Indonesia. He is the head of Research and Development, Education and Training, the Ministry of Religion of the Republic of Indonesia, 2014-2022. Without further ado, I would like to welcome Professor Haji Abdurrahman Masud, MA, PhD. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Alhamdulillahi haqqa hamdih. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi. Amma ba'd. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure. I am honored to be here with all of you, specifically with Unisma, which is actually, I should be part of Unisma, although I am teaching at Semarang and mostly live in Jakarta, but very related to Unisma from, let's say from the beginning, it's actually until now. So really, I'm glad to be with you right now, and I am preparing, I should call it a gado-gado presentation, because the presentation won't be long, hopefully less than 25 minutes, should be about 20 minutes, but as I said, it is gado-gado, some in English, some in Indonesian, and some in Arabic. But usually the Indonesian like gado-gado, right? So that's what can I do so far. And inshallah, most of the topic has been discussed too, about the Society 5.0, about the globalization. But specifically, I focus on my own concept of Islamic education. I put it as religious humanism, and actually been a long time, but I feel it's still relevant. Yeah, since I put it into public about 2 decades ago, it has been more than 8 times published actually, the books. Hello? Oh yeah, I will share my own material, but please allow me 1 minute to give a muqaddimah. And then the religious humanism that I meant also been discussed by more than 5 theses from different UIN. Jakarta, Jogja, Palembang, and then some other Islamic universities. Please now, without further ado, allow me to I'll go to my own presentation. 1 second. I think the file is wrong. I mean, the name is wrong, but the content of the file is correct. Yeah. That's one of the characteristics of professor. Ya, banyak lupanya. Sorry, Indonesian language. Okay, please. I'm sorry about this. Now I try to make it larger screen, which because nobody helped me now, so I have to help myself. And then parts of the principle of humanism. So we have to help ourselves. This one, leave me alone. Okay, screening. Oh, it's okay. Can be read, yeah. In general, okay. Although it is not perfect, it should be larger, but it's okay, I think. And then, okay. I think everybody. We have met some of us here, and this is my big family. We have 4 children, and then 2 daughters-in-law, yeah? And also one son, our grandson. So firstly, I put our Holy Quran, which is the message of reading and the message of writing with penna, and we know that the change, the transmission of knowledge from one individual to another, from one culture to another, won't be done except we have to obey Allah order or command, which is Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq, and also the writing. Yeah, I think this has been clear for us. And then I tell a little story about in the past that in the past there was no dichotomy, as I put it in my book actually, when there is no decline of Islamic civilization. So let's say before the 13th century, we know this is what happened. There is a good dialogue between religion and science. That's true. Okay. So we put it as a legacy of the Golden Age. And then if we talk about the knowledge, actually, as we know, knowledge is a power. The same thing that's happened until now. So if we talk about now and anytime that the power of knowledge is unquestionable, and also the power of information. So here I put all writing, that the productivity of knowledge become the key to productivity, competitive strength, and economic achievement. Knowledge has already become the primary industry that supplies the economy, the essential central resources for production. I think that's very clear. Same thing again is the role of knowledge and also information. So there are 2 words. And also this can be traced back from the beginning, from the era of the Prophet actually. We can talk about the knowledge and also the information at the era of the Prophet, the same thing. That's very important, yeah. The role of these 2 things. And then, sorry, we know that the power of the knowledge and all information are already there at the progress country of the first modern country is there. Yeah? And we know the reading, for example, the main reading beside the Quran, also written by scholars, like the historian of education, Dot, for example, write the same thing. He said that in the midst of this primitive culture, Muhammad call to prophethood was like planting of seed, destined to blossom as the intellectual heritage of Islam. So the intellectual of Islam is identical to the progress of Islam itself. So there is no dichotomy between religion and intellectualism from the beginning. Let's say until at least until 11th century, 5 centuries. And then next one, since Society 5.0 has been elaborated well by Dr. Aslam, I think I need only show this a little bit, so I don't have to elaborate about the 5.0. But the bottom line is the role of the human resources is still very important. So people need more activity, more creativity in this society. So it's basically the same thing. Also next information is the same thing. Although there are of course some problem, as we heard before, and also as I put it here, in the field of education, and education is more needed in the society of 5.0. Okay. But I think we need to little bit reflect on this. Wait for a second. One second. That there is a blessing in disguise that we has been experiencing about 2 years from 2019 to 2021. There is actually wisdom that we get, and there is benefit in the field of education actually, which is integration of technology into education system, protecting the education budgets, which is now much cheaper. The education should be more cheaper now, implementing learning recovery programs, and also we should be more readier to tomorrow. Yeah? So we can share future without shock. I'm sorry, not future with shock, but future without shock. Should be like that. This is one of the benefit actually. But I feel we still have the same problem, especially for the Muslim education. Jadi kita sebenarnya meskipun sudah ada perubahan, ada shift, ya, ada perubahan zaman gitu, tapi pada dasarnya masalahnya masih sama kalau kita reflect dalam sejarah dan juga keadaan yang sekarang ini. We have to be honest that there is still dichotomy between knowledge and religion, ya, because this has been historical. Di mana-mana masih ada, meskipun sudah lebih baik, ya. So the dichotomy now has been little bit diminished. Ya. Kami juga melakukan beberapa penelitian di UIN dan juga di perguruan tinggi agama swasta, tidak hanya UIN, bahwa jauh lebih baik sekarang. Dikotomi itu sudah semakin baik, ya. Terbukti diantaranya ya peminat studi agama dan peminat studi umum itu bisa dikatakan sama-sama meningkatnya. Ya. Itu hasil penelitian kami sudah 2 tahun terakhir ini kami update dan kami lanjut terus. Ya. Jadi dikotomi sedikit banyak itu sudah semakin terpecahkan, ya. But we still feel there is there so far. And also the problem number 3 in general, we still see the certificate-oriented education, ya. Masih banyak orang yang berorientasi pada ijazah, ya, bukan kepada ilmu itu sendiri. Saya kira dari dulu masih banyak seperti itu sampai sekarang. Ya. Jadi lebih ke duniawi kalau melihat ini. And then this is most important, and I believe this very relevant to 5.0 society, that our education is not related to problem solving. Ini yang menjadi PR kita semua, ya, karena tidak berhubungan juga dengan common sense kalau tidak lanjutnya, yang number 5, ya. Yang I always put di dalam buku-buku saya sebut bahwa pendidikan yang ada lebih mengacu pada what oriented education, bukan why oriented education di dunia Islam. Nah, kita harus mengacu lebih kepada why oriented education, bukan what oriented education. Meskipun kedua-duanya diperlukan tentu, tapi mestinya harus ada perubahan lebih dominan ke Y-oriented education karena keadaan yang ada. And then the last one that I'm assuming so far, yang selama ini, dan sekarang juga masih ada, the definition of akhlak misalnya, itu masih sering hanya berhubungan dengan masalah dosa, dengan masalah pahala, akhlak gitu ya. Akhlak tidak dihubungkan dengan social ethics yang sebenarnya ya. Social ethics yang sebenarnya itu yang tentu lebih luas ya daripada sekedar itu ya. Masalah corruption itu juga masalah social ethics, masalah kebersihan, kedisiplinan juga masalah social ethics, di mana kita tahu itu sudah dikeluhkan sejak Muhammad Abduh ya. Sejak zaman Muhammad Abduh bahkan sampai sekarang kita bisa membandingkan bagaimana dunia yang mayoritas penduduknya muslim dan sebaliknya ya. Itu juga terlihat kok kalau misalnya kita pergi haji, kita cek atau pergi umrah gitu ya, konsentrasi yang negara muslimnya banyak, itu biasanya di sekitar daerah situ tempat sampahnya banyak sekali gitu. Tempat sampahnya luar biasa. Nah, sementara negara-negara yang mayoritas muslim di situ gitu, tapi bergaji tentunya kan hanya minoritas, itu tempatnya bersih ya. Sama dengan yang kita lihat belum lama ini, we have been watching so far at the soccer wall in Qatar ya. Justru Jepang misalnya ya, meskipun kalah, tapi bagaimana dia memberi role model tentang sanitation, tentang kebersihan, tentang kerjasama, tentang solidarity. Itu kan negara yang paling kecil sekali muslimnya di Jepang contohnya. And I am glad that one of my children, my daughter, alhamdulillah my daughter got her undergrad at Japan, and she also can make Hajj from Japan, from Tokyo to Mekah without any waiting. Jadi kalau dia harus nunggu di Indonesia, nunggu di Malang mungkin 20 tahun ya untuk haji di Malang, 25 malah itu masih kurang. Alhamdulillah dia tanpa nunggu, malah dia dijadikan sebagai semacam pimpinan Hajj karena bahasa Jepang dengan bahasa Arabnya sama bahasa Inggrisnya bisa semacam gitu ya. Jadi satu kehormatan karena kuliah. Jadi beberapa hal itu memang seperti itu. Ini tercermin juga dalam sekali lagi work ethics. Oke, kalau sedikit melihat itu ya. Oke, sedikit lagi. Next one that I harus cerita sedikit banyak yang saya cerita. Alhamdulillah sudah banyak tesis yang mendiskusikan tulisan saya dan mereka wawancara dan juga ada beberapa publikasi. Ini apa yang saya maksudkan sebagai humanisme religius, tentu sangat beda yang berkembang di Barat yang lebih ke humanisme sekuler ya. Jadi ini lebih ke religius gitu. Ya tentu in Islam, in our religion itself, there is no dikotomi sebenarnya ya, karena kita doa kita juga Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah, itu jelas sekali. Kita juga selalu dalam Al-Qur'an kembali ke hablum minallah, juga hablum minan nas. So basically there is no dichotomy in this case. Number 2, ya sudah ada contoh itu tadi. And then number 3 juga istilah responsibility. Kalau kita talking about Abdullah and then forgetting about Khalifatullah, it feels that we and also the Muslim, they tend to forget their responsibility. Jadi banyak kan kalau kita hanya bilang Abdullah saja, lupa konsep Khalifatullah, yang jelas sekali bagaimana dialog Nabi Adam ya, Khalifatullah itu, nothing to do dengan istilah khilafah. Khalifatullah maksudnya adalah ini menunjukkan tanggung jawab betul nyata ya, yang tidak kita lupakan, yang konsep dasar dalam Islam. Dan ini konsep tidak hanya Abdullah, tapi juga Khalifatullah. Hadis Nabi saya kira tidak usah saya sebut, demikian banyak sekali ajaran-ajaran Nabi yang menunjukkan betapa pentingnya tanggung jawab ya. Hubungannya dengan humanity, hubungannya dengan kemanusiaan, itu pasti sia-sia orang karena hanya bicara hablum minallah saja, lupa hablum minan nas intinya. And then next one, relevansinya now gitu. Saya kira nggak ada bedanya baik luring maupun daring, di dunia nyata maupun di dunia sekali lagi daring, bahwa umumnya ya seperti ini, bahwa religious tendency ya, kecenderungan keberagaman bukan hanya Muslim, yang lain juga ya, tapi kita bicara soal Muslim itu lebih ritualistik ya, umumnya lebih ritualistik gitu. Yang ada saya kira tidak kita discuss, paling enggak sudah banyak hasil penelitian mengatakan begitu ya, minimal hasil penelitian kami di kesalahan sosial, ada penelitian kesalahan sosial di lingkungan kami di Kementerian Agama gitu, di mana saya menangani lebih dari 5 tahun di situ. Kemudian number 2, the problem is sim-sim ya, soal kesalahan sosial itu. Jadi hanya ingat kesalahan ritual tapi lupa kesalahan sosial. And then number 3, the potentiality of the students, either senior high school students or university students, they are not fully developed ya umumnya. Tidak dikembangkan, tidak dicultivated dengan sempurna umumnya. Karena didominasi dengan hal yang lain. Seperti dominated by teachers, by lecturers and others ya. Dan ini semestinya harus sudah bisa berubah ya at this era. Karena this era itu lebih menekankan kepada the rule of individual actually. And then number 4, the same thing about the kemandirian, about the independence. And independence should produce responsibility. Itu juga demikian lemah di kita ya. Berbeda dengan negara-negara maju di mana individuality itu sudah menjadi ideologinya kan, maka ada individualism. Kalau kita kan lebih kolektivisme gitu. Terus kemudian kalau tanggung jawab juga sama, yang itu lahir dari kemandirian. Nah, kita kebanyakan bukan responsibility yang muncul di budaya kita, tapi lebih ke justru spoiling, yakni kemanjaan. To be spoiled, not to be responsibility ya. Manja karena keadaan dimanjakan oleh alam ya, tidak challenged by nature, tapi jelas dinabuakan oleh lingkungan. This is the facts that we face so far. About definition in general, this is the names of humanism that I put. I believe there are some other definition at our literature, but specifically I put more on the concept of Abdullah. At the same time, is also the concept of Khalifatullah. Yeah. We can refer to Muhammad Iqbal, for example, our philosopher. Also, there is concept of Khalifatullah, yeah, and other writers so far. So, this is the type of humanism that I mean. There should be balance between hablum minallah and hablum minannas, yeah, between reward and punishment, between responsibility, and of course, in religious responsibility, but also religious submission ya, to the will of God ya, antara Abdullah tadi. Jadi ada kita beribadah kepada Allah, submission to the will of God, but at the same time kita juga punya tanggung jawab sosial in this case. A little bit more, and this is the general word I believe, and I put in the books, the cover is there, that humanism teach us what is immoral to wait for God to act for us. This is not under my word, but some notes, some quote, I mean. We must act to stop the wars and the crime and the brutality of this and future age. We have powers of remarkable kind. We have a high degree of freedom in choosing what we will do. Ya. Nah, intinya adalah yang terakhir ini, humanism tell us that whatever our philosophy, apapun gitu filosofinya, cara pandang tentang bumi ini, of the universe maybe, but ultimately the responsibility for the kind of world in which we live rests with us. Jadi tetap tanggung jawabnya kita. Ya. Apapun filsafat kita, tetap tanggung jawabnya adalah kita. This is what we mean by humanism, and then we put religion there. That's why we call religious humanism. And then what aspects are there at humanism, especially religious humanism that I mean? Though tadi sudah saya kutip sedikit sebelumnya, paling nggak ya my own reflection also and my research that first about the al-aqul salim ya, common sense, akal sehat menjadi sangat penting. Dan saya kira ini tidak kita ragukan bagi Muslim betapa pentingnya akal sehat. Tapi kan keadaan yang ada sering menjadikan akal tidak sehat ya. Padahal semestinya ya ajaran dasar kita adalah akal sehat ya. Nah, ini ajaran yang terkenal wahibduddinin suma nafsin mal nasab wa misluha irdun wa aqlun qad wajab. Wa aqlun qad wajab itu. Jadi rationality, common sense menjadi harus. Yang kedua juga sering disalahpahami, aspek ini mestinya dikembangkan dalam humanist religious humanism, adalah soal individualism ya, yang sering dilupakan. Individualism itu bukan ananiyah, bukan syakhsiyah atau selfish, bukan selfish, tapi individualism itu lebih ke tadi kemandirian ya, yang menunjukkan tanggung jawab. Nah, ini terdapat dalam syair yang dalam bahasa Arab itu innal fata man yaqulu ha anada. Jadi ha anada inilah yang kemandirian ya. Bukan man yaqulu kana abi, yang bukan selalu menggantung pada orang lain. And then number 3 that we have to develop ya, supaya tidak tadi certificate oriented, there should be hirsun fi thalabul ilmi. Hirsun fi thalabul ilmi, which is thirst for knowledge ya, ini yang harus dikembangkan ya, oleh dosen, oleh guru, oleh tentu mahasiswa ya. Nah, sekarang kita bicara more rules on students, ada mahasiswa. And then number 4, which is very relevant right now at the globalization ya, ada global village, apalagi di Indonesia, pentingnya the education of pluralism ya. Pendidikan multikultural yang saya tahu alhamdulillah di Unisma juga ada khusus mata kuliah, dan itu ya soal apa namanya as-saqafatul mutanawwiyah ini tentang multikulturalism ya. And then next one is the education which we call non-dichotomic, as I put before in a long time, and I actually make a reflection on the history, especially in my book. And then we need more function that symbol yeah. So function is very important and sometimes is ignored yeah, about function in our culture. And the last one, we are watching that punishment is dominant in our society. So we have to change it into more reward than punishment. Yeah. This is the main ideas of the main aspects of religious medicine that I mean. And the next one, I think I will come to the conclusion so far. And my quote, I think, quote. Kalau tadi saya mulai dari Iqra, please allow me to read the Holy Quran too, yeah, which is very popular to us. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is the last part of my presentation. Inna Allah la yughayyiru ma biqaumin hatta yughayyiru ma bi anfusihim, which is the exegesis. Yeah, its exegesis is very important to us. Verily, God doesn't change man condition unless they change their inner self. Yeah. Tafsir yang saya kira sangat penting. Saya paling suka tafsir ini yang ditafsiri dari tafsir rasional. This is an illustration of the divine law of cause and effect. Sunatullah ya ini layu goyiri tadi, apa which dominate the life of both individual and communities ya. Jadi kalau bicara soal kemajuan individu dan komunitas ya, ini rujukan ayatnya ini ya. Yakni makes the rise and fall of civilization, maju mundurnya individu, maju mundurnya peradaban budaya, itu tergantung siapa? Ya selain tentu tergantung Allah, adalah tergantung dependent on people's moral qualities. Nah, itu kan education ya. Jadi dependent on people's moral qualities. Etika tadi itu ya. Dan perubahan and the changes in their inner self. Maka ada seminar-seminar sampai seminar internasional, di antaranya adalah dalam rangka perubahan-perubahan yang positif ini kita bisa saling share, bisa saling belajar satu sama lain. Saya kira cukup ya, karena filenya juga nanti saya tentu akan titip pada panitia. So thanks again Prof. Maskuri and other family at Unisma. Allahu minkum wallahul muwaffiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Professor Muhammad Masud, PhD, for presenting such insightful topics. Professor, we have one question in the chat box. This question is from Meritus Boat. If Society 5.0 is characterized with the automation for easy life, hopefully, how will religion, specifically Islam, be affected by it? Will tradition be changed?
Okay. Can I
Yes.
reply directly?
Yeah. Yes, Prof.
Okay. Let's say we talk and make an example about pesantren, which is part of Islamic culture, a very important and very distinguished tradition in Indonesia, yeah, about pesantren. Yeah. Is there any change so far in pesantren? Usually we refer to our important principle, which is called al-muhafadatu alal qadimi soleh wal akhdu bil jadidil aslah. This is very important principle in pesantren tradition, which is the majority of Muslim in Indonesia. We refer to pesantren tradition. So the importance of maintaining the good tradition is a must, but to absorb, to transfer, yeah, the more, or let's say the better values, the better tradition is also not neglected, should be there. Itu keadaan di pesantren, and we know now pesantren at this era, yeah, there are some pesantren which call it a hybrid pesantren. What I mean by hybrid, they running their teaching learning by offline, but also online. Yeah. So there is change itself, but the value of pesantren is still there. The value of pesantren is tafaqquh fiddin wa takhalluq bi akhlaqil karimah. So they learn religion very deeply, very comprehensively, but at the same time they develop, yeah, their knowledge, their science. Again, this is by pesantren tradition, by the pesantren community. And I am glad as a professor now, I am also supervising and advising some dissertation. And the dissertation deals with pesantren, both as I mentioned, like hybrid pesantren, pesantren off and online, hybrid at the same time. Kan itu tidak kita jumpai. We never see this kind of
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
I think you're with us, right? In your main topic perhaps would be all about the tradition of religion and how it would help everyone. In our case would be different specialization perhaps, but you are the same with us on that plane that everyone has benefited.
keluar saya. Gak bisa join. Cek. Sudah normal? Tuh, mati lagi. Pak Ganjar. Right, ladies and gentlemen, we are so sorry for the technical problem. Right, we would like to thank you to Professor Muhammad Masud for his insight presentations. And we would like to continue to the third presenter of this plenary sessions will be presented by Professor Dr. Maskuri MSE and Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim MPD. From University of Islam Malang. They're going to present the personal management of higher education to improve the quality of education in the era of 5.0. Right, for Professor Dr. Haji Maskuri or Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, my best friends, Dr. Muhammad Yunus MPD. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everyone. Maybe before I continue my article, you may come back to Mr. Abdurrahman Masud.
Right. Honorable Professor Abdurrahman Masud, we are so sorry for the technical problem happening while you are presenting the material. I think the committee would like to give token of appreciations to Professor Muhammad Masud. Token of appreciations.
Okay, thank you very much. Jazakumullah khairul jazak. Taqabbalallahu minna minkum. Amin.
Amin. Thank you very much for Professor Abdurrahman Masud. Please give a big round of applause for him. Thank you very much, Prof. And we are waiting, look forward to your insight presentations for the next agenda. Thank you. Right, for the third presenter of this plenary sessions, I would like to invite Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim. The floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respectable all the presenter of this plenary session, Mr. Dr. Khan and Mr. Professor Abdurrahman Masud. I hope you still remember me, Mr. Abdurrahman Masud, when you come to Unisma. I accompany you to deliver some article in the fourth floor of Unisma Foundation.
Thank you. Inshallah.
Inshallah. And thank you for Mr. Moderator who has given me time to present the article. Actually, this article is belong to Mr. Professor Dr. Maskuri MSE as the rector of University of Islam Malang. Here, I'm only as a vice of him to deliver the article. Well, this article based on his best practice when he lead University of Islam Malang and comparing with the University of Brawijaya. And the title of the article is, can I share the share screen? Sorry, I cannot share. Please, the committee, let me to share my PowerPoint, please. And here I will also follow Mr. Abdurrahman Masud because my English is not good, so I will also use gado-gado language. Yeah. Sometimes I will use English and sometimes I will use Bahasa Indonesia. Humas, please. I cannot share. Mr. Moderator, maybe you can help me. Cannot share. Cannot. Please make me become co-host so I can share my PowerPoint. Well, while waiting the committee to help me to share my PowerPoint, this article under the title Personal Management of Higher Education to Improve the Quality of Education in the Era of 5.0. This study starting from the background of study that in the university or in the higher education on Indonesian context must have thy standard. One of the standard is lecturer, or we can say standard pendidik. In the university or in the higher education, it called by docent or lecturer. Okay. Okay, sudah bisa. Well, everyone can see my PowerPoint. Well, lecturer belongs to the part of personnel in the context of management. But if we talk about management in the context of high management, actually there are many parts of management. In this context, we only talk about personal management, so I just put in one part in the management that was personal management. Because only lecturers who will be the object of the study, so it will concern at personal management. Personal management here, if we connect it to the institution, it was defined as production factor, so that's why it must be developed to increase the quality of education. Based on the research conducting by Mattis and Johnson that mentioned personnel was in line with the quality of higher education that was conducted quantitatively. But in this case, our article, me and Mr. Maskuri, conducted this research qualitatively. So we will concern on three research questions. The first one is, how does the planning of personnel to improve the quality of education? The second one, how does the developing of personnel to improve the quality of education? And the last one is, how does the evaluation of the quality of education? All the focus will be discussed with the literature. Related literature used in this context. For planning, we use the theory of Andre F. Sikula, George Milkovic, and Paul. And for the developing of personnel, we use the theory of Randalls and Susan E. Jackson and Henry Shimamura. And for the evaluation, we use the theory of Gary Dressler and Faisal Rifai. And the research method used in this article, as I mentioned before, that this is using qualitative approach by using field research with multi-case study, and the object was higher education. They are University of Islam Malang and University of Brawijaya. This is the object of the research. Why we choose University of Islam Malang and University of Brawijaya? As we know that both of those universities has their reputable in the Indonesia. Unisma, as the private university, has its accreditation with the highest score, and University of Brawijaya as well. Okay, the data collection by using participant observation. Participant observation here doing by some stages. The first stage by starting from a broad descriptive observation by describing the general situation of the two institutions. The next stage is carried out with focused observation to see things related to the research focus. And the last stage is to make observation selectively by looking for similarities between the on the research focus. Besides that, we also using depth interview. The interview steps are in the order of determining who the interview informant is and preparing materials for the interview, starting or opening, conducting the interview, confirming the result of the interview, writing the result of the interview, and the last is identifying follow-up the interview result. And we also using documentation to collect the data. After data collected, we analyze the data using the method used by Miles and Haberman. That method is as follows. If we draw in the diagram, it will be like this. Will be started by collecting data, and then data display. Beside the data displayed, we will confirm with data condensation, and the last we will make conclusion. That was for every object of the research. We analyze the data by using Miles and Haberman model. And after that, we use multi-case analysis by using the method or the model of Lincoln and Guba. After every object of the study analyzed, and then we combine those analyses by using multi-case analysis of Lincoln and Guba. And the end, we will find the finding. And this is the finding of every object. In the Unisma, personal planning based on the vision of the university listed in the strategic plan. Faculty submit based on need reasons. The chancellor submits to the foundation informs the public. Recruitment and selection with the principle of accountability. Selection with three main materials: qualification, competencies, and ideology. And the second one, for personal developing of Unisma, in the first years, the lecturer is still become candidate, and in first year, they will follow 4 trainings: religious education in the form of Quran and Aswaja, research-based learning training, research and community service training, and leadership training. After that,
they can apply for an IDN, we call it, Nomor Induk Dosen Nasional. After that, lecturers under the Faculty of Islamic Religions propose a certificate of educator to Kopertais Region 4 Surabaya. Meanwhile, lecturers in non-Faculty of Islamic Studies can directly submit functional position to Kopertais 7 Surabaya. Then, lecturers develop themselves through the three dharma of higher education. They are teaching, research, and community service. Next, learning development is carried out through its faculty, which is monitored through BAK and BKD, and also with HIMA development. And the last, relating to the evaluation of Unisma, we can see over here, Unisma use SKTP for lecture at FAI, and then for internal performance evaluation using fingerprint, and also there is lecture evaluation based on higher education Tridharma, and then learning evaluation is integrated through an online semester, and then research evaluation is carried out by reporting employees' performance target. And also evaluation of community service is monitored through employee performance target, or we call SKP. And then online evaluation is also carried out through Sister and Sinta. There was management of personnel in the Unisma. And this is in UB, you can see on my screen. And the end, the research finding based on those two objects of the study, the planning pattern is based on the needs of the faculty with reference to aspect of qualification, competencies, and need reasons. And then development is based on the three dharma of higher education, learning, research, and community service. And evaluation of lecturer personnel is carried out by the ministry with a predetermined system in the form of PAK, BKD, and inspection. I think that's all our article, our research, me and Mr. Professor Dr. Maskuri, under the title Personal Management of Higher Education to Improve the Quality of Education in the Era of 5.0. Thank you very much for your attention, and I'm so sorry if I have so many mistakes in delivering this article. And time, yours, Mr. Moderator. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Hakim, for insight presentations about personal management of higher education to improve the quality of educations, comparing between Universitas Islam Malang and Universitas Brawijaya. Dear participants, we have for about 5 to 10 minutes to have question and answer sessions. Please raise your hand if you have some questions. Okay, once again. Yeah. Okay. It seems that the participants really understand about the material. And to end these sessions, we would like to invite the committee to give a token of appreciation for Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim. Please? Okay. Give a big round of applause for Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is the end of the plenary sessions of this international conference We have followed and participated the 3 presenters in this breakout room A on the International Conference of Multidisciplinary Sciences for Humanity in the Era of Society 5.0. Ladies and gentlemen, based on the schedule, we'll have break sessions for about 15 minutes, and then we'll come back at 4:30. 4:30, so it's quite long then. We have 25 minutes to have a break for further breakout rooms. You may still stay in these rooms, and at 4:30, 16:30 Indonesian times, we'll discuss the parallel sessions with 6 breakout rooms. The moderator will be Amalia Nurul Mutmainah, and then Dr. Kurniasi, Dr. Zulfikri, Dr. Hamidin, Dr. Ati Umama, and Dr. Dian Muhammad Hakim itself, our presenter. Yeah. That's all, I think. Thank you very much, and have a nice day. We'll see you at 4:30. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, let's move to take prayer. Music.